I am so excited to be part of this amazing Marvel cinematic universe. It is absolutely fascinating. It's like nothing is impossible. Anything can happen here, and I am part of it. And also, it's like a legendary universe. People love it, and there's so many amazing, iconic characters and actors that I get to play with, and hopefully, my character can go into some of the other universe, and I can interact with even more amazing actors.
Your character Adek is the leader of the Eternals. Can you describe her role?
So Ajak um, is an eternal. We are not from planet Earth. We have come here with a mission to evolve humankind and also to save them from the deviants. And this mission is under my command. I have to make sure that this happens. I am a little bit the leader of the Eternals for our mission on Earth.
The cast is diverse as the characters they play. How does that diversity add to the film?
So even though I think there's like 25 Marvel movies and maybe hundreds of superhero movies in the history of cinema, this one is very different. It is by far the most diverse cast in the history of superheroes. And this allows, it's diverse in many ways, not just about ethnic backgrounds or, sexual orientation. No, there's many characters that you've never seen before in a superhero movie. And this brings a different flavor to it because there's also different internal conflicts for each character. And so the movie is really refreshing in that way. It's very original. And it's very meaningful too, because even though we are all diverse, you really feel the unity of one family. And I think this is something very timely and something to think about in the world we're living in.
How was the camaraderie of the cast on and off set?
What made it really easy to play one family of Eternals in a mission was the magnificent collection of personalities in this cast. We are all so different and we are all so compatible in so many ways. And it was very easy to become a family. It was very easy to enjoy work because we really liked working with each other. We were very supportive of each other. We had a lot of good times and fun, but we also had a lot of meaningful moments together. And the ambience that also our director, Chloe Zhao, created really made us feel at home and like a family. And she has this ability to do grand scopes in a personal way, intimate way. So the film a lot of times feels incredibly intimate, even though it's beautiful to look at. It's intimate and also it's grand at the same time. And it was kind of the same when we were off camera. We had intimate moments with each other of real friendship, and then we had parties where we all laugh and sing. And so I really landed in the right planet. I love this group of people.
How did you feel when you first put on your superhero costume and when you saw the others with theirs on?
So I was afraid of wearing the outfit because I'm claustrophobic and I was really terrified of the superhero costume. And when finally I put it in for the first time, my surprise is that I wanted to cry. because I was really moved. I couldn't, it's really hard to describe the feeling, but in an instant, when I saw myself inside the costume, I realized this was bigger than me. I understood what it was going to mean to a lot of girls, Latino girls, Arab girls, brown girls like me, that, or just girls that never thought they would see themselves as a superhero, because historically they hadn't. And it meant so much to me to see that being a reality. And it really felt like a step in the right direction. And I just felt so honored and humbled and a big responsibility and so fortunate to be a part of it. And then when I saw all the other ones in their costume, the sensation just got much bigger. And it was a beautiful thing.
What was your favorite shooting location and why? And how important was shooting practically to you?
I think the locations and the sets and the detail that Chloe put on everything from the costumes to the props to the special effects are sublime and elegant. She has that elegant eye. But I gotta say that one of my favorite things was the Canary Island locations, because there's some places that really didn't look or felt like they were part of this planet. And I had never been to these specific areas, and the volcanic rocks, black landscapes that just made you wonder so much about your own planet. And it just made you feel immediately inside of something old and new at the same time. And it's always fun to go on location with a cast like this one, especially. And I was also very proud to be part of a movie that technologically is so advanced. There's so many special effects. Yes, it's so big, and yet it had that organic feeling of still working in the real places and not just doing green screen, and kind of like charging yourself with the energy of the space. And I really felt like I was transported to different times and to different places.
How does the film balance spectacle and character moments? And how did Chloe Zhao make that work?
One of the things I love the most about Chloe, it's her combination. She's full of contradictions that are very interesting, because she can go from an incredibly vast imagination that has no limits, that can create big spectacles, to her incredibly acute empathy that can create those very intimate moments and connections between people, or even not even between people, but like an intimate connection with yourself in the character. The small details, the small moments, how can she capture a thought in your eyes and at the same time capture universes, and all done with such great instincts and imagination. It's that combination that makes her so special. Even in the blocking, and the blocking for the big scenes was spectacular, even in the conception of the geometry of how she would place us. And in the intimate scenes, the blocking, the most complicated ones is when you have a big space, all of the characters, and you have to accomplish both. And it's how she was blocking. Where did she put strategically each character, how she moved the light and the camera that made her accomplish both at the same time, scope and intimacy.
So your last one. What do you hope audiences experience when they see this film?
I think the film is rich enough that I can be ambitious enough to say there is not one thing that everyone is going to take out from this film. When I say this to you, it means that I am recommending to you a really good film because it gives you it's rich enough that gives you the space to be an individual when you're watching it. It's not completely manipulating everything that you are thinking. And there is enough in there for everyone to take many different things. It has many themes on top of it. I think even like one of the most important themes is love, but it's love in many different perspectives, many different kinds of love. Um, it also makes you think. One of the things it made me think about is that because we explore time and space, history, the history of humanity, we get to see the evolution of humanity, but also we get to see that throughout our history, there are things that we never have evolved. Uh, Hate, war, and self-destruction. And when the film presents the question of, are humans worth saving? It makes you want to be worth saving. It makes you want to change. It makes you wonder how can we stop these cycles of violence that we have been addicted to since the beginning of our existence.